Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector here, and this week it's episode 200, and I have with me my very own Drive Driver. I actually got this on my birthday, and a couple weeks later, I got a friend of mine sent me the next special shift car set with this icon, which you will never see again until I get a Ghost Driver, which probably won't be until next year. But anyway, I also have Shift Car Set 01, so there's that. Here is the box for that set. Now, I'm going to just leave that facing the glaring lights, because I don't want my face to be seen. Yeah, there's Ghost with the Newton icon, Special next, and Super Dead Heat. Details on the back. And then the box for Shift Set 1. I mean, granted, this is well over a year old, and it's probably not even going to be... I'm not sure if this video is going to be worth anyone's time, but hey, it's episode 200, and this is my very first Henshin belt, so... You know, it's kind of special, at least to me. I mean, if I had something better than this, I'd totally be doing that instead, but I don't. So, let's... And then with this, yeah, you know what? I think it's about time I took this off after about a month. You can tell it's turned on whenever that light that happens, and when you push that. So, let's start off with the basics. There we go.
Drive! Type! Speed!
Yeah, shift speed, basic shift car, and drive standard issue form. And since it's not being used, here's the read code on the bottom. It actually is 011, which I found kind of weird. Shift speed type cars have this kind of wheel, which means Justice Hunter and Max Flare are most compatible with type speed. So let's put it back in. And now for the finisher. Whoops! I forgot to hit the button first. Well, that's easily fixed. And now, since I did say these words, let's see if I can... Whoa! Uh-oh. So that was, oh, wait, I have to do this again, too.
His thoughts! Sursumator! Haka!
Going to just say this now, I am going to cover all of the Hisats, but they're all going to be pretty much exactly the same with the exception of the word and the symbol that shows up there. And another cool little detail... Well, you know what, I'll do that little detail thing after I'm done. Aha! Excuse me! So now the other type speed related car.
Taiyakokan! Max Flare!
Yeah, Max Flare is probably one of my favorite Kokan shift cars. Granted, I don't have all of them yet, but the sound effect when it's first used is really nice. And, of course, the insignias for them are printed on the shift car via sticker. And Henshin, or type shift cars, have the symbol on them, with the exception of this one here. But we'll get to that one in just a bit. Ah, pooh. Yeah, I did it again, but, you know.
His thoughts! Sursumator! Flare!
And that was that. Now, a couple things. Well, I'm going to use the Tridron key and these two next, followed by these. And speaking of, shift cars with these fat wheels are meant to go with type Wild, and six-wheelers are supposed to go with type Technic or Technique or whatever it's supposed to be called. So here we go. A couple things though, considering that this one and Type Next can't shift up, that is because they are actually, well, signal bikes. This code printed here, or rather, these code bars here, are actually the code bars found on, is it going like that, so, these are the code bars found on, the Mach Mach signal bike, not shift bike. I don't know why I almost said that. So if you put the Type Next shift car in facing this way, it will read as a Mach signal bike. And it will make all of the sounds thinking it is Mach signal bike. So, neat little factoid there. But as a bonus little Easter egg, I'm going to try pressing this button while this thing is in here, so just to show you. Yeah, that basically means the only way you can shift up using Type Next or any of these signal bike based power-ups with the shift brace is by pressing the red button. Even if you did manage to like get a lever effect for Type Next, it wouldn't matter, it wouldn't do anything because I was pressing that down there. And you can tell because that light was going on. Sort of. And the Tridron key really doesn't do anything. I actually thought this could be pushed back. It cannot. It's just a brick. It's a semi-interesting chunk of plastic. That's it. It doesn't have anything else going for it. So, with that...
Taya-Kokan! Massive Monster!
Yeah, the only way these two can actually use shift-ups is via Taya-Kokan. And there's Massive Monsters, a little insignia there. And all of the back tires are linked. Like so, even on Type Speed.
Monster!
Another little tidbit that you might want to know, if you don't feel like displaying this on your wrist, you can strap it through like that. And this is the first driver to actually be two pieces, and by two pieces I mean it actually requires this and this working simultaneously.
His swords! Surasurator! Monster!
So yeah,
Derive! Type Next!
and this one's going to be really short.
Next!
And that was it for Type Next. Also, this is, out of all of these shift cars, this one is my favorite. Not only because it's like double-sided. The wheels, believe it or not, are not linked in any way, shape, or form. Well, you can probably tell from the way it's shaped. But they're held by individual pegs. You can go... Yep. Yep. And yes, all of... well, you'll see at the end. So, well, actually...
Taya-Kokan! Spin Mixer!
I decided to use Spin Mixer with Type Next, again, for the reason that these two can't shift up beyond the single button press. Nor can they use a Hisatsu. So, there's that. Let's do this again.
Mixer!
As for Yeah, this one has a great activation sound, so does that one. The sound of just that, I love that noise.
His thoughts! Surslator! Mixer!
What was that?
Derive! Type! Special!
And there are a couple of unusual things about this. Well, I'll bring them up after I turn these off.
Special!
Yeah, its shift up sound doesn't include its shift up sound does not include its Henshin music. It is the only shift car that has that. Though technically Type Tridron has that too, but all of the sounds that Type Tridron make come from the shift car itself and not the belt. But just saying that the belt does not make the music. Like when I use Type Next and hit the button and type Super Dead Heat and press the button, or did the shift up with Type Speed, it did not play that little tune that it makes after you first put them in and shift with it, or just, you know, you first put them in.
His thoughts! Surslator! Special!
And that was it for the shift cars that I have.
Knife drive!
And another little extra. And then pressing it again will just cycle it back to... And that's it. And as for how this thing works... Yeah, I almost showed off my face. Sorry, I really don't like my face being seen on camera. It's a personal thing, but... yeah. It actually works using LEDs on a spinner, which, you know, if you hear it rev up, you'll actually hear the motor for it going. But, anyway, something special about this, aside from the sounds, if the decal in here comes off, you can actually unscrew all of the pieces, because you can see it's probably starting to rise off again, like right under, right next to my finger, after this nub and further out. It doesn't always stay down, obviously, but yeah. So if they come up with a Type Super Special car, which is like the upgraded form of Type Special, obviously, you can take this car apart and probably put it in here, and I would put a signal chaser thing on here for Type Get Next. And here's the decal interior for Type Next. But as for a nice little Easter egg featuring the shift cars, since, you know, not using the belt anymore, you can do that and put them on display. I mean, six-wheelers and truck types are going to be facing up instead of, like, down. Or, you know, you can turn them around. You can, you know, pose them like that, or stand them like that. Honestly, I don't care either way. And then, if you don't want them that way, you just push down. And this thing's... It's a brick. It doesn't do anything. I suppose you can put it on a lanyard or something, because it has that hole there. Not sure why you'd want to, because you'd have to put it in the thing. You have to pull it off and then put it in here, so I don't know why you'd want to do that. So, put that one off to the side. Not much doing for that one. And since their wheels do roll around, they can all roll around on flat surfaces. Shift Next Special being able to being able to do that. This thing always reminded me, since I've seen it in adverts online and pictures of it. I think it was the Tyco Rebound or something. That that old RC car that's two-sided, and if it hits something, it just flip. If it hits a wall, it'll back up and flip over. I hope you know what I'm talking about, because that thing was, I think it was from like the 80s or 90s or something. It was from around that era, but I remember it from the 90s. Yeah, it's very apparent that that the Type Wild shift cars have rolling wheels. You can see them roll. And this one is linked up here. And those are what the tires for the Type Technique shift cars look like. Other than the fact that they're six-wheelers, which is blatantly obvious. And Next Special is the only four-wheeler with large, like large tires that are still thin, that it doesn't have a specialized shift car type, obviously. Then again, I don't think Type Dead Heat has any, and Type Formula, believe it or not, I think has the same type of tires that Type Speed has. But I won't know until I actually get a Type Formula shift car. So, there's that. So, this has been episode 200. It was been a very long time coming. And where did I put it? There it is. Here's what I was looking for. It's the actual belt. I can't use it. Don't think I have enough room to display it, but I can at least plug it in. And this uses 3 AA's, and it doesn't use a screw. Instead, it uses a little pin. You have to push that in and then pull this entire thing down. This uses button cell batteries, so yeah, let's hope that you, when you're done using this, turn it off immediately so the batteries don't die. Getting button cell batteries is hard enough as it is. And again with the icon, ooh, reflecty. And more reflecty at the top. Newton. Go over it one more time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the bottoms of these will be the way they're red. Because it has one little peg right there and an open space. I'm not sure how it works. I don't have a Ghost driver. Oh well. Still fun to do this though. And as for the belt, again, since it's turned off, seat belt on, seat belt off. And I guess that'll do it for episode 200. Not really much else to say there, so I will see you maybe next week, not guaranteed. I might have to go back on hiatus until I get more stuff, or not. I think I might have something for next week. That is, if I record or nothing interrupts me for recording. So, I'll see you guys next week, and it's been a great 200 episodes. Later.